Okay, hold up for just 5 seconds. Because what if I told you there was once a river goddess who could grant any wish? And yes, I mean any wish at all, but only if you were brave enough to face her deepest test. And hey, before we dive in, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss more captivating ancient African stories just like this one. All right, let's begin. Today's story is about Nomkhubulwane, the Zulu goddess of rain, fertility, and nature itself. A goddess people didn't just believe in, they felt her. In every storm, every harvest, every whisper of the river. This isn't some neat, polished legend from a textbook. This story is one of those tales passed down beside glowing fires, when the night is heavy and the wind feels like it's carrying secrets. A story so vivid that people swear parts of it still echo through the valleys today. So, imagine this. Long, long ago in the rolling green hills of KwaZulu-Natal, there was a small village called Umthenda, a place of warm laughter, cattle bells, and the smell of cooking fires drifting through the day. And beside this village flowed a wide river, bright, shimmering, alive. But the villagers knew better than to treat it like an ordinary river. They always said, the river belongs to Nomkhubulwane. When the sun set, no one went near it. Children were told, never play by the water at night. Hunters said they heard soft singing drifting from the surface. And sometimes, only sometimes, when the moon was full, a woman's figure appeared on the water, glowing just enough to steal the breath from your chest. But our story centers on a young woman named Lindiwe. Now, Lindiwe wasn't perfect, not even close. She was stubborn, a little too curious, and maybe a bit reckless. But she was also brave, loyal, and she loved her people with a fierce, unshakable heart. And at this time, her village was suffering. A brutal drought had crushed Umthenda. We're talking months of heat, the kind that makes the sky look pale and angry. The earth cracked, the crops died. Even the river felt thinner, weaker, as if it too was thirsty. Every day, Lindiwe watched her people struggle, elders growing weaker, children crying from hunger, her mother rationing water until the little they had barely wet their tongues. And something inside Lindiwe snapped. A mixture of frustration, hope, and desperation, all tangled into one. One night after everyone fell asleep, she sat outside staring up at the empty sky. She whispered almost to herself, there has to be a way. And that's when the wild thought came. The goddess, Nomkhubulwane, the river that belonged to her. Everyone said she granted wishes, but only to those who were pure of intention and brave enough to survive her trials. So Lindiwe stood, lit a single lantern, and walked into the dark. The night air felt heavy, dry, hungry. Every step she took toward the river felt like stepping into a story she wasn't supposed to be part of. But she didn't stop. When she reached the riverbank, something strange happened. The water went still, completely still, like time paused just to watch her. Then a soft glow began rising from the surface. It thickened, brightened, and shaped itself into a figure, Nomkhubulwane. She stood barefoot on the water, her dress flowing like real currents. Her hair shimmered like rainfall, and her eyes, deep and ancient, locked onto Lindiwe. Child, she said, voice echoing like distant thunder, why do you come to me with fear in your heart and fire in your steps? Lindiwe's voice trembled, but she forced the words out. My people are dying. If you truly are the goddess of rain and life, please help us. Nomkhubulwane tilted her head, studied her, and for a long moment the world felt unbearably silent. You humans, she murmured, always ask for what you abandon. You cut down trees but beg for shade. You waste water but plead for rain. Tell me, why should I help you? Lindiwe steadied herself, because this moment mattered more than fear. I don't ask for myself, she said softly. I ask for the elders, for the children, for my village. Give us one more chance and we will honor what you bless us with. Nomkhubulwane watched her, eyes unreadable. Finally, she lifted a hand and pointed to the lantern. You bring light, but to prove your heart, you must face darkness. Retrieve the stone of memory from the river's depths. Then, and only then, will your wish be granted. Now, diving into a sacred, goddess-owned river at night is not something anyone recommends. But Lindiwe didn't hesitate. She set down her lantern, took one breath, and stepped into the cold water. The shock hit her instantly, a bone-deep chill. But she kept going, and going, until the river swallowed her completely. Then, silence. Absolute silence. The underwater world glowed faintly, stretching wider than it had any right to. And there, on the riverbed, lay the stone of memory. Black, smooth, pulsing with a dim heartbeat of light. Lindiwe swam toward it, but the water darkened. They whispered. They sounded like her own fears speaking back to her. Shadows swirled around her. You're not strong enough. You're reckless. You'll fail. You will doom your people. The shadows tugged at her arms, her legs, her hair. Cold hands trying to drag her down. Her lungs screamed for air. Her vision blurred. And for a moment, just one, she almost gave in. But then she saw her mother's face, the hunger in the children's eyes at the cracked earth of her home, and she remembered her purpose. With a burst of strength she didn't know she had, she tore free, kicked through the shadows and reached for the stone. Her fingers closed around it, and the river exploded with bright, blinding light. She shot upward, bursting from the surface with a desperate gasp. Rain-scented air filled her lungs. Her hands clutched the stone tightly. Nomkhubulwane was waiting, calm, powerful, proud. The goddess smiled gently. You faced yourself, she said, and you did not turn away. Your courage honors me. She lifted her arms. Instantly, the wind changed. Clouds rolled over the sky like galloping spirits. Thunder cracked, loud enough to shake the earth. And then, rain. Real rain, heavy, alive. It poured across the land with a sound like celebration. Lindiwe fell to her knees, overwhelmed. The dry ground drank the water as if it had been waiting for this moment forever. The river swelled with joy. Plants lifted their wilted leaves. The villagers rushed outside, laughing, crying, dancing in the storm. Hope returned to them in an instant. And Lindiwe? She looked back at the river, just in time to see Nomkhubulwane fading into mist. But the goddess's voice lingered. Remember, child, wishes are not granted by magic alone. They are earned by the bravery to face the truth within. Then she was gone. The rain lasted for weeks, restoring everything that had been lost. And Lindiwe's story spread across the region. Whispered, retold, cherished. Some say Nomkhubulwane still watches the rivers of South Africa. Some say she still tests the brave. Some say that on nights when the moon is full, she listens. And if you ever find yourself beside a quiet river and the water suddenly goes still, well, maybe look away or maybe look closer. Depends on whether your wish is worth fighting for. Thanks for listening, my friend. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more ancient African stories. And trust me, the next one is going to be unforgettable.